It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight's broadcast will feature Pittsburgh as they go up against Montreal. Well, for Montreal, these guys are playing good basketball.
And thanks for joining us on this Christmas Eve. Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first... Well, that's right, T.A. You and I both, maybe after the broadcast, you and I can swing over there for a bite. And Pittsburgh starts out with the ball. Let's check out Pittsburgh's starting lineup. They've got Livingston. Dunn is out there with Booker. And it's Chandler. And it's Horford in at the power forward position. Chandler kicks to Horford. Booker outside. 5 to shoot. It's good from long range. Booker's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for Pittsburgh. Now here's Paul. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Young outside. Back to Paul. Here's the 3. Connects from three-point range.
The defense has to stay on Chris Paul. He has a quick trigger on the catch and shoot.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
The shot by Satoransky, no good.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Done. And that one is off. And it's Montreal the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And really, you'd like to just see more from that inside game offensively. And that one, it didn't happen.
You know, it's not rocket science. When you're cold from the perimeter, you got to pound it inside and at least draw some fouls.
Chandler is screen. Booker outside. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing.
He likes to work that in-between area, upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
Shots good from Young.
Some people have vision. Chris Paul has special vision on those passes.
Booker outside. Chandler kicks to Booker. Feeds it to Livingston. Three-pointer. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Sean Livingston's court vision is amazing. Being able to hit the open guy right on stride.
Paul outside. Now here's Barnes. Defense right on him. Plays it up and banks it in. And guys, you think of some of the more slippery scorers that are left-handed, like James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, Manu Ginobili, they come to mind right off the bat. Does that give them, Steve, I'll begin with you, does that give them an advantage?
It does, Kevin, and people always would ask me why. Because I don't know why. They're left-handed. They do things different. They do things wrong. They jump off the wrong foot. They drive it differently. And I think mentally as a right-handed guy, you're kind of guarding him how you would play. But left-handers definitely has an advantage playing the game of basketball.
Picked by Horford. Young against Booker. Puts one up from 19, and the shot falls short this time. For Montreal, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Young's shot is off.
I like the aggressive move on the layup attempt, but the defender, he just stayed right with him.
26 seconds left to play in the first. They set the pick. Back to Horford. Got a piece of it. Young with the steal. Barnes against Booker. And here is Paul. Comes up empty down low. Puts up a 3, and that's not going to go. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their...
Our bench is amazing.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of a asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And from what you've seen from Montreal, guys, what do you think?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
Yeah, it's been the defense that has them out in front. But let's see if they can sustain the intensity.
And Pittsburgh, looking at who they've got out there. Dunn is out there with Booker, and it's Chandler. Then there's Horford, and it's Livingston in at the 3 slot. Montreal shooting their first free throw of the evening. That free throw good from Thaddeus Young. Now Livingston. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. There's the dish to Chandler. In the corner, Horford with it. From downtown, Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. And so it's Montreal now. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Satoransky, the pass to Paul. He kicks to Barnes. Young outside. A 3-pointer off the mark. Here's Pittsburgh with the ball. Trailing by 2, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I just thought their energy was lacking defensively. Just gave up way too many easy shots.
You know what? That's a problem anytime, but especially on the road where you need to be given an extra effort.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection. And it's fair to say, Tyson Chandler, not the player he once was, but still a fantastic rebounder and eats up space and does everything you want from a big man.
Superb pick and roll play. Barnes is very intelligent at finishing these plays because of his mid-range shooting ability.
Horford sets a screen for Booker. Horford up top over Barnes. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And with Chandler, Greg, he still rebounds at a fantastic rate, even though he's the team veteran. As long as he gets minutes, he'll get you some boards.
And part of that is because he's always been one of the smarter rebounders in our league. Just aware of how to set up and track the basketball after the shot goes up. And he makes great use of his length and strength.
Livingston dishes to Dunn. Back to Livingston. Picked by Horford. Now here's Livingston, covered by Barnes. Livingston, no luck. For Montreal, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Over in the corner, Paul. Screen by Capella. Pass to Satoransky. Five on the clock. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. The drive by Booker. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Harrison Barnes. How's the last month of basketball been for him? 4th in steals, and he's among the top 20 players in 3-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And back to what you said, top 5 in steals this year. Quick hands and great anticipation. Horford kicks to Booker. Back to Horford. Baseline try.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Passes it to Satoransky. And the 3-ball is good. Satoransky's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Chandler with the screen on Paul. Dunn kicks to Booker. To stop the drought. Hands it from downtown. Booker's got 6.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
The first half
Show.
in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. Well, for Montreal, Kenny, some perspective, please.
They were simply the better team on the offensive end. Every time the defense made an adjustment, they would make an adjustment on offense. Winning that little cat and mouse game.
That about right.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. And here's Montreal. The lead is 2. They're getting their first look at the season at Pittsburgh in this one.
And going back to last year, this series was an even split.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for Montreal, they've got Clint Capella. Harrison Barnes is out there with Young. Then it's Chris Paul, and it's Satoransky in at the 2 spot. Clock at 4. Here's Dunn, and he hits it to tie the game up. Dunn's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Pittsburgh. Screen by Young. Capella kicks to Barnes. Dishes to Paul. Three-pointer. Moves back up. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know what? You can see there's momentum right now. A nice hustle play there on the glass and the finish.
For Montreal, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Horford, no luck.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Some nice passing by Montreal here. You know, Smitty, most players love to create with the ball in their hands, but you can create off the ball too. Who do you think's the best at moving off the ball right now?
I think the best is Klay Thompson right now. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles to get you 60, Kevin. Other guys, J.J. Redick, Kyle Korver, Dwayne Wade. Even Father Time hasn't caught up with Dwayne Wade. He's doing a nice job playing without the basketball.
Terrific names you rattle off right there. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Free throw drops for Al Horford. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Now here's Paul. He's covered closely. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Horford sets a screen for Dunn. The feed to Horford. Here's Chandler. He dishes it to Dunn. And that misses. That would have put him up. For Montreal, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. And the wide open shot from Paul kept alive. And it's put back up and in by Capella. And Montreal leads by 4.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Booker with no one around. Pittsburgh gets it back in a new 24. Dunn, wide open, he fires. Doesn't go that time. And it's Montreal the other way. Here's Satoransky. He averages about 5 points a game. Paul kicks to Young. Pass to Satoransky. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From about 19 feet. Good as the jump shot falls. And now a 6-point Montreal lead.
Hitting only 1 of 5 this quarter. He's in a little bit of a slump, but it looks like he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Horford kicks to Dunn. Paul with the steal.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
End of quarter, great time to squeeze out an extra possession.
There's the pass to Satoransky. The three-pointer, no good. Pittsburgh trails by 6. Kicks to Chandler. He feeds it to Dunn. The dish to Livingston. Chandler outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Picked his pocket. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. A pull-up. Here's Young. Nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket. Young's got 7.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And so it's Montreal in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We come back right after this. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
We got to keep the ball moving, keep drawing and kicking.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Pittsburgh trails by 8. And Pittsburgh looking at who they've got out there. Livingston is out there with Horford. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Chandler. And it's Dunn in at the point. Booker with it. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range, Pittsburgh gets it back in a new 24. First free throw is good. He doesn't get the second one. Montreal leading by 7. Paul outside. Montreal needs to get off a shot. That pushes it to double digits. 9 points for Harrison Barnes.
When Barnes has space to fire from deep, you usually just assume it's going in. Very dangerous from outside.
Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh.
And this is what you got to do. I mean, if it ain't working, call timeout, try to figure out what you can do to fix the problem.
You know, also, it's just a chance to take a breath, regroup, get your mind set, and come back out fresh.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Stan Van Gundy as he talked with his team. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Dunn kicks to Horford. Over Barnes. It's rebounded by Montreal. Shot from the wing. Barnes with another miss.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
That one's good, and the Montreal lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Dunn.
There's just no way you are stopping Dunn when he's that close to the bucket. A skilled finisher and amazing athlete.
There's the pick. Satoransky the pass to Barnes. Here's Paul. On target from 13 feet. Paul's got the lead up to 10 now for Montreal.
The defense can throw whatever they want at Chris Paul. He'll still bury that shot.
Dunn dishes to Booker. Tips it, and it's Horford with the extra effort. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 11 rebounds.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Screen by Young. Nobody near Barnes. Barnes with another miss. Pittsburgh trails by 8. And Booker kicks to Dunn. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter. Paul with the defensive effort. Montreal has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Barnes passes to Paul. Screen by Young. Here's Satoransky. Screen by Capella. Here's Barnes. And the officials call a traveling violation. For Pittsburgh, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Now, here's Dunn. Chandler a screen. Dunn dishes to Booker. That 3 off the mark.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
You know, you feel on top of the world when it happens as a player, just the relationship you have with the fans.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Harrison Barnes.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
And they were in danger of losing back-to-back games before he stepped to the forefront here tonight. This was not a game he was going to let get away from him. And it's a completely new group for Montreal. One-on-one here. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson kicks to Temple. Feeds it to Chalmers. To the wing on the left. There's Azania. He's covered by Grant. Pulls up from the corner. And that's collected by Spencer Hawes. Augustine passes to Pondexter. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing. So we see Montreal get the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just...
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Barnes with 33 and 15. Chris Paul and Thad, both with 21. Paul had 9 assists. Young had 15 boards. Capella with 15 and 24. Sobronsky with Horford with 33 and 33. Dunn with 18. Booker with 18. Livingston and Chandler both with Kevin Welch stat lines. Oh yeah. Pound the paint, your win games.